So the passion is alive, definitely.
God, yes.
Welcome to WatchMojo UK, and today we're looking at the lewdest and rudest things to happen live on British TV.
How are you at the moment?
I'm warm, I'm glowing, and I could go another 10 rounds.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
Number 10. Nadine Dorries.
Have you spoken to the Prime Minister recently in the last 24 hours?
Why? Why are you asking me that question?
We don't have a clue who cleared Dorries to go on BBC Breakfast to talk to Charlie State about Partygate on this fateful morning in 2022, and maybe nobody did, because it did seem like she was acting of her own volition.
I'd like to know.
We've communicated.
Then again, as Secretary of State for Digital, Culture, Media and Sport, broadcast interviews were her remit, so maybe she was wrongly trusted. Whatever the reason, this bizarre interview didn't do anything to exonerate Boris Johnson, as she was cagey about whether she'd spoken to him recently, viewing that as a personal question.
What has he communicated to you?
Well, I'm not going to tell you the extent of my communications with the Prime Minister. I mean,
strangest of all, though, is the fact that she doesn't seem to be entirely sober at about 6 o'clock in the morning. Or perhaps she's always like that.
I'd say his mood was very, very positive, extremely positive.
Number 9. Sex for rent landlord.
Well, I'm more than a fully stocked fridge. I offer them a life. I mean, I've had 3 long-term partners that have all got now their own business.
This bloke appeared on This Morning and only revealed the back of his head, trying to justify his offer of free rent in exchange for sexual favours. His whole defence was that as long as the women go into it knowing what they're getting and what's expected, he doesn't think there's an issue.
Well, you've got a spare room, but you say you would rather...
I have spare house or more.
So you'd rather that they shared your bed.
Yeah, of course.
But this is one case of many where you wonder why this debate is happening on daytime television. Before midday, Holly Willoughby was clearly appalled with the situation and thought that those people were being exploited, since it would obviously be harder for someone to turn down sex if the threat of eviction and homelessness is hanging over their head.
And lock me away.
Illegal.
I'm doing nothing wrong. It's
But
an
you
arrangement
are.
between two... No, I'm not. It's an arrangement between 2 adult human beings.
Number 8. Shafanaka's middle finger.
Now we'll have the weather forecast in a minute, and of course it'll be 100% accurate and provide all the detail you could possibly want.
It's no secret that the weather forecasts are often wrong. But whose fault is that? Well, if you believe Simon McCoy, the culprit is BBC weatherman Thomas Shafanaka. During a link on a 2020 edition of BBC News, McCoy handed over to Shafanaka with a classic quip about the accuracy of the forecast, prompting Shafanaka to flip him the bird.
You could possibly want. I've just seen Thomas Shafanaka preparing for it, so I'm not entirely... Every now and then there's always one mistake.
Unfortunately, the cameras cut to him just a bit too soon, and he was broadcast doing this live. He hastily tried to cover it up, but everybody saw. It's just one of many Shafanaka blunders, like the time he broke down during a forecast over forgetting where Edinburgh was.
And in Scotland and Northern Ireland. So, what have we got for the course of the afternoon then? So the clouds are going to break up a little bit every now and then. Temperatures in the sunshine getting up to around about 22 in London. Yesterday in western parts of Northern Ireland we got...
Number 7. Corbyn's high five.
Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you all for coming.
It was the 2017 election, and Jeremy Corbyn was in the constituency of Islington South and Finsbury to support Emily Thornberry, who was soon to be made his shadow First Secretary of State. Thornberry won her seat, as did Corbyn himself in Islington North, and the two celebrated in front of the cameras. Notoriously, Corbyn went to high five, and Thornberry didn't see, so he missed and planted a palm right on her chest. She didn't seem too fazed by it, and it was clear to onlookers that it was a mistake, but it's gone down as a legendary Corbyn gaffe.
And do you know what the turning point was? When we produced this.
Number 6. cold bath.
Well, he did it. GMB has donated because Ben completed an incredible 210-mile ultra triathlon this week.
In order to celebrate Ben Shepherd's triathlon successes in 2016, producers at Good Morning Britain thought it would be a good idea to let him take the plunge into an ice bath live on air to try and help his aches and pains.
So there's not quite enough nudity as I'd hoped for, but are you prepared to get into this bath?
I'm gonna have to, aren't I? I'm gonna have to.
Things quickly take a turn for the strange when he gets into the bath and drags poor Kate Garraway in with him. Is this an appropriate way to behave on television? Not really, but Kate didn't seem that bothered by it at the time. It's always rude to pull somebody into a body of water if they don't want to be in there, though Ben was quite clear that he also didn't want to get into the bath.
It's horrible. Come on.
Number 5. Making your mind up.
The votes are in, and just 2 of the 6 are going to go further. You ready, Fern?
Well, actually, Terry, I'm feeling slightly sick.
Just what was going on here? Your guess is as good as ours, but it's clear by the look on Fern Cotton's face that Wogan, usually unimpeachable, crossed a line. While bantering about how nervous they were to announce the winner of the UK's 2007 competition to pick our next Eurovision entry, he seemed to make a pass at her.
I'll rub some goose grease into your chest.
I think I'm all right.
She was certainly not expecting that, but quickly composed herself. The same can't be said for Wogan, though, who went on to infamously announce the wrong winner.
1, 2, 3, Cindy!
Going by the long, awkward silences, it seems like he couldn't hear the gallery. Number 4. Iris Jones.
The first night.
Oh, the first night. Pretty rough.
Who could forget Iris Jones? She appeared on This Morning more than once to talk about her unorthodox relationship with a much younger Egyptian man, and didn't hold back. But as popular as Iris may be, it's still true that this was airing on ITV live before midday, and it certainly was shocking. Holly Willoughby and Philip Schofield tried to rein her in, but there was nothing to be done.
Nobody had been near me for 35 years. I thought I was a virgin again.
Oh, really?
Anyway, but can I say what we used? A whole tube of KY jelly?
Oh.
Yeah, you can say that. You can say that.
And the thing is, I couldn't walk the next day.
She told the entire country the lurid details of her first night with Mohammed and what kind of paraphernalia they'd used in the pursuit of pleasure. Inappropriate as this was, though, people loved her because the producers kept booking her.
Your son's any closer to accepting him into the family?
Yes.
Yeah.
They realise that my happiness is more important than their happiness.
Number 3. Slapped.
Hello, good afternoon. This is BBC News. I'm Ben Brown.
Another groping incident. In this clip, also from the 2017 election, BBC reporter Ben Brown was conducting an interview when a passerby approached. He moved her aside, but his hand found its way onto her breast, which she understandably didn't take kindly to. She slapped him on the arm and then walked off while he ignored her.
Yes, Jeremy Corbyn, when he was asked, just give us 1 sec, please. Jeremy Corbyn was asked whether he would end.
It didn't look like he did it on purpose, since he wasn't even looking at her when he shifted her aside, but it was still a very strange moment. What was in the water in 2017 that meant this kept happening during live broadcasts? Number 2. Bigotgate.
Free eye test,
how are
free
you going to
prescription.
get us out of all this debt, Gordon?
To be fair to Gordon Brown, he didn't know that his microphone was still broadcasting, but that's not really an excuse for being rude. After a long exchange with a member of the public called Gillian Duffy, Brown got into his car and headed off without removing his microphone, and was recorded by Sky News calling Duffy a bigoted woman.
What did she say? Oh, everything. She's just a sort of bigoted woman. Said she used to be later.
They later played it to her and filmed that too, which led to Brown having to pay her a personal visit and extensively apologise. But equally, Duffy was saying offensive things about immigration on national television, so who was really in the wrong?
It was a disaster.
Number 1. Female Viagra.
Yeah. Karen, is this something that the two of you have spoken about? The fact that perhaps you're not quite as active as you once were?
Probably mentioned just recently, yes. Yeah.
Another bizarre This Morning segment. In 2025, a couple came on to test so-called female Viagra, a drug that was supposed to enhance a woman's libido and give her a stronger sex drive. To be fair, this was a follow-up to an even more lewd item in 1998, where, right after the introduction of original Viagra, couples tested that too, with ITV paying for them to go to a hotel in the middle of the day and report whether they'd managed to get a rod on.
So if you want to make your way over to the hotel, which is just over the road there, and then we're going to get you back in at the end of the show and you can let us know how you got on.
The experiment was repeated, and one willing couple headed off to a hotel and then came back 2 hours later saying that it had been a roaring success.
Karen, talk us through the experience.
Yeah, we had a good result. It made Ray very happy. Oh. And I think the results I think the effects haven't worn off yet, Ben.
Let us know in the comments whether you saw any of these moments live and which blunders we missed.
Does it bother you that you are breaking the law?
I'm not breaking the law.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo UK and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.